And Michelle, welcome to Star Wars Celebration.
Thank you.
This isn't just her first celebration, guys. This is her first convention ever. So
It's my first convention ever. So I'm feeling it's really emotional, and I'm feeling very overwhelmed and really amazing. And
it's all downhill from here because this is the best one. We see, Dee's characters who we've seen for years. Yeah, obviously we're getting to meet these new clones, but Omega's new on the scene. Michelle, are there any parts of your personality that you've brought to the character?
I mean, I think inevitably you sort of, you can't help but add your own perspective. Obviously, Omega is this like real young innocent, so I had to shed away some of my like adult jadedness a little bit, but it was a lovely experience to be taken right back to that point in in your life where like everything is new and everything is fresh. But it is kind of funny because, I feel like I'm from New Zealand. We have a very specific sense of humor and casualness. And I feel like, there will be some times when we're in a recording session and like there's something big happening and then there's like an Omega line that I'll just kind of casually throw away because it's sort of like my New Zealandness sneaking in. And Brad's like, no, this is a really big moment. I'm like, yeah. So I think there's elements of that sneak in, and also I can be a little stubborn, and I think when we first meet the Bad Batch, Omega is very, very new and doesn't really know her place in the world, let alone in her family. And then as we storytell and in season 2, she gets to grow up a little bit, and so yeah, that's going to be an exciting journey for you guys too, hopefully.
That's great. Michelle, how about you? I mean, you're just getting started on your Star Wars journey, but how's that been for you so far?
I mean, yeah, there's so many. The question was, what's my favorite moment?
Yeah.
Like every recording, there is a favorite moment. Obviously, in the very, very early recordings, my character name. When I read it, I say Omega. And
that's funny how you talk.
I talk funny. What can I say?
I do too. I talk funny to my Lula too, so it's all right.
You're my favorite, Rekka. You're my favorite. So yeah, that was like a funny little moment. I'm like, wait, and then having to like sort of thinking and rethinking it. But yeah, so that was one. And then on a slightly more serious note, there's great action moments, but something that I personally really love is all the emotional storylines that Omega gets to be a part of. And there's some big ones, like in season 1, and the whole dialogue with Crosshair. I just remember playing that scene, and yeah, just always surprising, even though I'm in a little four-walled booth, like how much that hit me. So those emotional scenes, like with Crosshair, with Rekka, and then obviously at the end of season 1, where Kamino and Tapoka City get
it's devastating.
Yeah, devastated. That was a pretty big moment for me.
How has Star Wars fandom revealed itself to you?
Yeah, I mean, both
at
had...
this your first convention.
Yeah, I feel like I'm the freshest eyes on it. I mean, honestly, it's just so accepting. I'm like really touched by like just the diversity and all how you can come from a big city, a small city, you've come from a large family, like every person I've met has been just so passionate and most importantly so kind. Like I've been really blown away with how inclusive and how generous all the people that I've met are. And if that's what Star Wars family is, then I'm really happy to be a part of it.
So let's see, what was your favorite part of season 2? We'll start with you, Michelle.
I really enjoyed lots of it, but one thing that comes to mind right now is Tech's flying lesson for Omega when we were on Pabu. I just thought easy breezy Tech doesn't get ruffled very easily. It was quite fun to see Tech a little bit out of his comfort zone maybe for the first time in a while, trying to hold it together.
Yes, he had a lot to learn from her and she from him. It was really, really beautiful, wasn't it?
Yep. Also, it's fun playing an enthusiastic Omega, and I think she likes flying.
And she's getting good at it too. She's really good.
Now, Michelle, how has your performance changed as the character of Omega has grown?
Well, in season 2, there's been a bit of a time jump, so she's not quite as young as when we first met her. And so I guess vocally that means that I kind of had to work on a voice coming from a slightly different place, slightly closer perhaps to my own natural like timbre. So in some ways it was easier, but also just the way she was written, you know. She is such a part of the batch in season 2. She's like really confident in her place, and she relishes being a soldier, going in for the adventure, problem solving in a crisis. So that sort of like innate confidence meant that she kind of spoke differently, and the writers did a great job. You know, the way that she spoke on the scripts meant that I could really inhabit that confidence. But it was really fun.
Now, Michelle, what have you learned about the fandom from being a part of this project?
That it's a huge, big family. I feel like no matter where we go in the world, all of the people who gather look out for each other, look out for us, and I feel like it's really genuinely the warmest, most inviting family ever. So yeah, it's...
All right, Rekka. We're gonna go in there nice and quiet. You know what? I want to blow things up. Well, there's nothing to blow up this time. Well, I'm bringing along some explosives. So I was thinking when we get there, we just blow things.
Hey,
Oh. Hey, Michelle.
what are you doing?
I'm playing Bad Batch.
Well, are you missing someone?
Well, actually, oh.
Hi guys. Look who I found.
Oh, hi, Crosshair. Awkward. Here, you try Rekka this time. And I'll try Crosshair. That's easier.
Well, let's celebrate with some Mantel mix.